Pat, let's get into this. We're going to have a good show. We're going to talk through the golf course, which is a brand new golf course, and we're going to talk through our thoughts, and then we're going to give some DFS thoughts, and then we're going to give some betting thoughts, and that's it for the night. We're gonna wrap it up there, save some strength, save some energy. No DB Bryson rant at the end. I will spare everyone from that. I've been doing that for the last couple of weeks, so I'll kindly bow out there. Definitely want to thank fantasynational.com for the stats, the information, the optimizers, the models, all the good stuff for golf. If you need a one-stop shop for golf stats, optimizers, all that stuff that I just talked about, ownership projections, build your models, all that kind of stuff, Fantasy National gets all the information straight from the PGA Tour. It's tip-top stuff. Really good. If you go to fantasynational.com/TJ, you can save 20% off any membership level that you select, weekly, monthly, or annually. You can try it for a week. If you go, man, I love this, you can change it to a year, and you still get the 20% off the annual membership as well. Super easy to use. We've been using it for like 3 or 4 years now. It's awesome. It's truly a one-stop shop for any golf betting, fantasy golf, whatever you do. You can get it all at fantasynational.com/TJ. Or you can put in promo code Tour Junkies and they ask you where you heard about it. But make sure you get that 20% off when you do it. All the stats, all the details there coming straight from Fantasy National. All right, Pat, Memorial Park Golf Course. What in tarnation is this golf course about?
Hey, look, the Vivint Houston Open is bringing the heat this week, I think, with the golf course. I think Memorial Park is a great place to have it. It is a municipal course, which I love when we get on muni courses. It's playing as a par 72, just over 7,400 yards. We got another full field event this week. You got Bermuda grass, tee to green. And this is, it's a pretty flat kind of parkland property. The course was actually opened in 1912, so got a lot of history here. But Tom Doak redesigned this course with some help from a player in the field. Would you guess who that player is?
Is his name Brooks Koepka?
It rhymes with that, yes. Brooks
Yes.
Koepka helped
Yes,
with
him.
the redesign, which I thought was pretty incredible. I didn't really know that he dabbled in that at all, or why he would have been asked. But anyway, you got a lot of slopes on this course as far as the greens are concerned. I meant to say contours around these greens. They're going to be playing pretty quick. I do think scrambling is going to be key this week if you do miss the greens. I'm hearing the rough is pretty thick, but the fairways are not, that narrow. So I think the rough can be penal, but you also are probably going to have a better chance of hitting these fairways with them being as wide as they are. I've heard as well, this tends to favor a kind of a right to left ball flight out here on this course with a lot of the holes they have here. They've got a lot of rain lately, so I think it's going to play pretty soft. One of the things I think you got to do this week, we mentioned the Nut Hut. Pay attention in the Nut Hut or get in the Nut Hut on Wednesday it doesn't have to be Wednesday because we'll put up caddy info whenever we get it. We're gonna be getting more caddy info from this course during the week, so I think that's going to be important. But as far as stats, I'm definitely looking at form, always looking at strokes gained approach. I mentioned scrambling, I think is one that you want to look at. Putting on Bermuda, kind of a long-term form there. And then par 5 scoring. There are actually 5 par 5s again this week. We had that a few weeks ago. Was that Shadow Creek or was it Sherwood? One of them had 5 par 5s.
Zozo.
So I think par 5 scoring is something you're going to want to look at as well. The defending champ is Lanto Griffin. Of course, that was on a different course, so it doesn't really matter. But there you go. Those are my quick thoughts on Memorial Park Golf Course. I think it's going to be a fun one to watch. And it's not
Did you say that there's only like 20 bunkers? Did you say
Yeah,
that?
I meant to say that. 19 bunkers on this course, actually. They're like, you just don't see them anywhere. And they're mostly around the greens. Brooks Koepka basically said, look, bunkers don't really come into play for tour players off the tee, so it's like we're not even going to worry about it. We're just going to put them around the greens.
Leave it to Brooks to say that. Yeah, we've got a little intel from somebody on there that just says, listen, this is a full Bermuda course, and the greens are goofy. That's the quote we have so far. So,
I
whatever.
think that is
We'll get more info.
referring to the slopiness and
Yeah.
contour of these greens.
Yeah, and we know that they're fast too. We know they want to. We know they want to get them up to like a 12 or so on the stimp meter. So I agree with you, man. I think that scrambling strokes and strokes getting around the green kind of play is something I'm looking at. With these runoffs, with these tiers, and slopey greens for sure. I think that's something to look at. You know, I'm kind of looking at strokes gained off the tee. Strokes gained approach is obviously number one, because if these things are slopey, and you got to hit them on the right levels, you got to land on the right spots. But par five scoring for sure is a big deal. There was some there were some early thoughts on this course that it was going to play to a par 71. That is not true. The tour released the official scorecard today, and it is a par 72. Number one was thinking to be a
That
par
was the
four,
one
but
that,
they made it a par five.
yeah, a lot of people assumed it was going to be the par 4, but it's not. So that's why you have 5 this week. And that looks like number one out of the gates is a birdie hole for sure.
Yeah. This is going to be the weather, I think, too, looks pretty good right now. I mean, the only defense for a course like this is going to be if the wind picks up in Texas. It's kind of, I think overall it's kind of flat. The greens aren't, but I think overall it's kind of flat. There's a little bit of water on the course. But I mean, this is going to be a birdie fest for sure with 5 par 5s. So you need guys that can score. You need guys that can take advantage of those par 5s. It's going to be interesting. I mean, new course since 1963, new course.